In Toxic In-Laws, Loving Strategies for Protecting Your Marriage, Dr. Susan Forward provides a variety of practical exercises and tools to help readers establish boundaries, strengthen their marriage, and develop resilience in the face of toxic in-laws. These exercises focus on building self-awareness, improving communication, setting boundaries, and managing emotional triggers. Here's a detailed summary of some of the main exercises and tools Forward suggests. Identifying your in-law's toxic type. Gain clarity on specific toxic behaviors. Forward encourages readers to categorize their in-laws by behavior type: controllers, critics, engulfers, rejectors, masters of guilt. This exercise involves writing down examples of specific actions and patterns that align with these toxic types. Recognizing the behavior patterns allows readers to prepare for interactions and anticipate potential triggers. Become better equipped to predict their in-laws' actions and respond accordingly without becoming overly reactive. Setting and clarifying boundaries to establish clear limits on what behavior is acceptable. Forward emphasizes that boundaries need to be communicated in a clear, respectful, and assertive way. She suggests, draft a brief, straightforward statement of the behavior you will not tolerate, such as, "It's important that we have privacy in our home, so we need you to call before visiting." Role-play boundary setting with your spouse. Practice delivering your boundary statement. This helps reduce anxiety and prepares you to handle any resistance or pushback. This exercise helps couples present a united front and prevent in-laws from overstepping, while reinforcing self-confidence in managing difficult conversations. Creating a united front with your spouse. Strengthen the partnership against external pressures from toxic in-laws. Forward recommends couples have open, honest discussions about their shared values and priorities. Each partner lists specific in-law behaviors they find problematic, then discusses why these behaviors feel intrusive or harmful. Develop mutual boundaries to establish shared boundaries that both partners agree to enforce. Establish a signal for an in-law interaction becoming overwhelming or hostile. Use a subtle, pre-agreed signal. Touching your nose or hand squeeze to indicate a need for a break or a quick exit. This exercise encourages couples to communicate more openly, strengthening the marriage and providing support to one another in managing difficult situations. Responding without reacting. Maintain composure and avoid escalating conflicts with toxic in-laws. Forward's technique for detachment involves staying emotionally neutral and not engaging with the in-laws' negative energy. Steps include: identify emotional triggers and write down common phrases or actions from your in-law that trigger anger or defensiveness. Practice calm responses. Develop neutral responses such as "I'll think about it" or "Thanks for your opinion." Practicing these responses in low-stress settings makes it easier to use them during stressful interactions. Stay physically neutral. Forward suggests keeping body language open yet relaxed, avoiding defensive postures like crossing arms. This exercise helps individuals to prevent being pulled in by the toxic behavior, allowing for a more controlled and less reactive interaction. Reframing guilt and obligation. Overcome guilt or obligation-driven responses to toxic in-laws. Forward encourages examining the origin and validity of guilt related to in-laws, often stemming from familial expectations or beliefs about respecting elders. Steps include: challenge guilt-based thoughts. When guilt arises, question its validity by asking, "Am I really responsible for their happiness? Or does fulfilling their expectations come at the expense of my own well-being?" Write a guilt-free affirmation. Create a statement like, "I am responsible for my own happiness and setting healthy boundaries." This exercise helps readers reframe their sense of obligation and build inner permission to put themselves and their marriage first. Asserting yourself with I statements. Communicate needs assertively without placing blame. Forward teaches readers to use I statements to express their feelings and needs clearly and non-confrontationally. Identify your feelings. For instance, "I feel uncomfortable when." State the behavior. Describe the specific behavior. "When you give advice on our finances without us asking." Express your need. Follow up with a specific request, like "I would appreciate it if we could make those decisions privately." This technique helps prevent defensiveness from in-laws while clearly communicating boundaries and expectations. Self-validation and self-care. Strengthen self-worth to reduce the impact of toxic in-law criticism. Forward encourages daily self-validation rituals, such as journaling, affirmations, or listing personal strengths and accomplishments. Daily self-reflection. Write down one positive action or choice you made that day, focusing on personal values. Self-care routine. Dedicate time each week to activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as exercise, hobbies, or time with supportive friends. Regular self-validation builds resilience, helping readers to feel more grounded and less affected by toxic in-law behavior, forging your identity separate from family expectations. Develop a strong personal identity independent of in-law pressures. This exercise involves identifying personal values and goals that may differ from family expectations. List core values. Write down values or traits that are essential to your sense of self, such as honesty, kindness, or independence. Set personal goals. Identify areas where you want to grow or priorities that bring personal satisfaction. Developing a personal identity helps reduce the power toxic in-laws have over decisions, enabling readers to prioritize their happiness and independence. Establishing an emergency self-care plan. Maintain calm and self-care during or after a particularly challenging interaction. Create a plan of calming techniques to use in times of stress. Breathing techniques. Practice slow, deep breathing exercises to calm your mind. Grounding techniques. Use grounding methods such as counting backward from 100 or focusing on physical sensations to help stay present. Post-interaction self-care. Schedule a relaxing activity after stressful encounters with in-laws, like taking a walk, talking to a friend, or engaging in a favorite hobby. Having a self-care plan in place provides a constructive outlet for managing stress and reduces emotional exhaustion. These exercises and tools from toxic in-laws offer actionable ways for readers to take control of difficult in-law relationships while protecting their well-being and prioritizing their marriage. Through self-awareness, boundary setting, and assertive communication, forward strategies empower individuals to establish healthier dynamics, preserve their mental health, and build a stronger partnership with their spouse. If you find this content useful, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. Thank you for supporting mental health awareness. Find connection. You are not alone.